What is going on, everyone? My name is NW97 and welcome to another Destiny 2 video. Today we're going to cover all the new subclass additions for the Forsaken shown in the Vidoc. Before we get started, I'd like to tell you guys check out all the links in the description box down below. The first two links are going to be the roadmap and the Vidoc for the Forsaken. The current roadmap will be available there. I'll show all the new stuff that's available. Basically all the details. And then you can also check out all of the Vidoc stuff in there. It just explains everything in there. And including some stuff about annual pass. And we're going to cover that in the next video. Okay? And so you can check out all of those stuff right there. And then there are 3 links to the other videos I'm making this weekend. One of them is like the overview view. Another one is with the new improvements with randomization rules and then slot changes and all that. And then the third one is going to be about my opinion of Forsaken, what I think of it. So check out those links, guys, and then let's just go ahead and get started with this video. Okay, so we're going to cover all the subclasses that's new additions to Destiny 2 in the Forsaken. The first one is a kind of like a knife enthusiast gunslinger. So instead of using your golden gun, you're actually using your knives as your supers. And not only using that, but I suspect like all your abilities will be like knife, based. So I'm guessing what I like to see is like a Genji ish type of attacks with your abilities, with your throwing your knives. Like instead of like throwing one, you can just throw 3 at a time, and then you can do all this cool stuff. And throwing knives, and that looks pretty cool. Like I hope they are influenced with Genji with this subclass change. And I'm gonna mess with all these subclasses, guys. Like hopefully it'll be pretty cool. Oh, excuse me, guys. Okay, so the second one we have is a Void Hunter with these weird projectiles next to him, and he basically uses them as melee weapons. And it looks really colorful and all that. It might do a certain debuff, keeping the Night Stalker thing. But it kind of looks like those floating weapons from Kid Icarus Uprising, where it just shoots, but once you get close to them, you just use them as melee attack things. It looks really interesting. It looks like jets or something like that. It's not jets, but it's void projectiles next to him. It looks kind of cool. So the third one is for the Arc Strider. Now the Arc Strider, this is really cool. This is probably the coolest addition for Destiny 2 Forsaken. Is you see a whole bunch of Cabal in the Vidoc, or Fallen, whatever. They shoot the Arc Strider. I was like, oh, he has a super. He's dead, right? All those projectiles are coming towards him. Well, then he does this ridiculous Darth Maul deflection twirl right in front of him, and then he deflects all of these missiles and bullets on him. And I'm like, what? That is freaking amazing! Dude, I am using that Arc Strider so much, and that is just gonna be the coolest thing ever. Man, I am playing that subclass a lot in the next 100 hours or so. It's amazing. Okay, so the fourth subclass is the Void Warlock, the Void Walker. And you're gonna have this cool super ability, kind of similar towards the Stormcaller with their teleportation. Only it's completely focused on teleportation, and apparently every time you teleport, it's gonna be this AOE damage, type of attack. And it's kind of like an anime Naruto type of thing where you just go da 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 da, and then you just teleport and you do this damage. This looks pretty cool. I think this is gonna be an interesting super for PvP specifically, and hey, it looks pretty interesting, and you could do all those anime things you always want to do since you're a little boy. Okay, so for the fifth one, for the Stormcaller, so instead of like focusing on, being Emperor Palpatine mode, like floating around doing ultimate power, just shooting lightning out of your fingertips, you're going to shoot like this really big like beam of lightning straight out of your hands, kind of like Iron Man. And you're gonna shoot this for like a solid a couple of seconds that lasts for long. So like, it's kind of like Iron Man. It's like, only it's not that. It's just one big beam. It's like, it sounds pretty cool, guys, in my head. I feel like I need the guy who explains all the supers with the like sound effects and like, he just explains it so simple that it's really cool. Who knows? I might put that. I'll put a certain video my name is Bife had made with just all the sound effects, and I'll link to the description box down below just to explain how he does explain this thing. So yeah, Iron Man Stormcaller, basically. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Okay, so we're not going to have Dawnblade or Sentinel Titan in this list because we technically haven't seen it yet. There might be a good idea of what the Sentinel Titan may be, but we have no idea what the Stormcaller is. Like, at least I haven't seen it inside the vid doc. Okay, so for the sixth subclass I was showing the vid doc was it was a Striker Titan, and basically he's coming back with the Superman like Death from Above slam. Honestly, back in Destiny 1, I think the Striker was one of my most favorite supers. It was just super efficient, like taking out other supers, and it just felt so good using Death from Above, going up in the air and just going, you just destroy everything, like a Superman slam. Like, it looks pretty cool. Hopefully they'll make it, rewarding for doing Death from Above. Maybe you can get like a bonus where you can get more armor or something like that. And hopefully it'll be like much more powerful than like the actual, Fist of Havoc right now, where it probably does like a whole bunch more damage. It actually covers more ground. However, it looks like you do it one time, so hopefully it'll be a much bigger Fist of Havoc right now, Destiny 2 and Destiny 1. Okay, now for the 7th subclass, we have the Sunbreaker. And with the Sunbreaker, instead of having like the little hammer you throw around, you have this enormous hammer. It looks kind of similar towards the Rise of Iron Axe. You hold it and you don't throw it, and you just use it as your melee attack, and you just destroy everything. It's like that hammer from Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, and you just launch enemies up to the air. It looks ridiculous. And there's this cool thing where you could use your hammer to do like this really big slam, right? And it makes like this little like push fire effect at your enemies. And there's like this other attack where he just twirls his hammer around like 360 like several times, and he kills this enemy, and there's like a flaming tornado like spawning after he killed the enemy. I'm like, a flaming tornado? Are you serious? So not only you have like a subclass where it has like a ginormous hammer like destroying everything, now you have a flaming tornado going all over the place when you're killing enemies. That sounds pretty cool. Like, flaming tornadoes, like, I'm down. Like, I want to play this subclass. Like, I want to make as much flaming tornadoes as possible. Give me the freaking flaming tornadoes. I want them all. I want all the flaming tornadoes, like, in front of me because I killed all the enemies. That sounds pretty amazing. Like, my goodness. Anyway, okay, so that's all the subclasses that we have in the, inside the vid doc, or vidoc, or whatever. And then for the next few minutes, I'm going to give you some ideas of what kind of subclasses I want in the future, or at least like for the sake of right now. And 2 of them are going to be like the empty voids we haven't seen for the other subclasses that haven't been shown yet. Okay, so my first idea is going to be for the Gunslinger. And instead of focusing on like 3 shots, I want to have not only 1 golden gun, but I want 2 golden guns. And these 2 golden guns, I want to have 10 rounds within each golden gun, okay? Now, obviously, it's not going to be as strong, like, each of these shots are not going to be as strong as, like, the 3 golden gun shots, or, like, you know, the 1 golden gun shot from that exotic, but it'll be, like, if you hit all 20 of your shots, it's going to do a lot of damage, like, go, like, it's going to be like this twirling thing like Dante does in Devil May Cry, like, that's what I'm inspired by with this particular idea with this super, yeah, so if Bungie brings that in, that'll be super cool. Okay, so for the second idea, for the Dawn Blade, I just want the Dawn Blade have an enormous sword like Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, and he just like cleaves everything like. In my head, it sounds a lot cooler, and like it's involving flames and all that. But yeah, really big sword with the Dawn Blade. So the third idea I have with a new subclass is for the Sentinel. And I kind of want to make it more of a defender support based subclass. So you know how in the Sentinel tree where you could use both the defender bubble with armor of light and then the shield. I kind of want the same thing, only it's just both the defender. It's just for defender bubbles. Okay. So for the defender bubble, I just want the regular defender bubble, right? And maybe you could like choose and maybe you could get like blessing or weapons of light out of that defender bubble instead of you know, instead of the what do you call it? Instead of like the armor of light bubble, and like you just tap it, boom, bubble, like we all know and love. Well, if you hold the super buttons, you actually make like this bubble around you, and if you move around, the bubble goes around with you, right? And I think that'll be really good for like support in case someone is like getting attacked by some enemies. You could just go ahead and get close to them and they won't get damaged. I think that'll be pretty cool. Okay, guys, that is it for this video. Make sure you go ahead to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Comment below what you think of the new armor subclass, the subclass additions. And also check out all my new videos down in the description box down below. Thank you guys. God bless. Have a good weekend. See you next time. And goodbye.